Hello everyone! Today we answer the age-old question, am I the butthole? Please like the video and subscribe to the channel because I really want to get to 100 subscribers as soon as possible. Am I the butthole for refusing to pay for my girlfriend's plane ticket after she decided to stay longer on her trip without me? So, here's the deal. My girlfriend of 2 years and I planned a 2-week vacation to Italy. I paid for the flights, hotels, everything. Because I make more than she does and I wanted it to be a stress-free trip for both of us. Everything was great until the last day when she tells me that she wants to stay longer to find herself and think about our relationship without me. She didn't discuss this with me beforehand, so it completely blindsided me. I was hurt and I told her that if she feels she needs time alone, then she should also be independent financially during this extension of her trip. I said I wouldn't be paying for her new ticket whenever she decides to come back. Now she's upset, calling me unsupportive and selfish. And some of our friends are saying I'm being butthole because I left her stranded in a foreign country without financial help. So, Reddit, am I the butthole for refusing to pay for her new plane ticket home after she chose to extend her trip without any heads up? So, here's the update. We are both in America now and she's packing her stuff to go stay with her family for a bit, until she can find a new place. Soon after I posted, it was time to go to the airport, so I did, without her. I'm one of those people who arrives really early because I never think I'll get to the gate in time because everything that could go wrong probably would go wrong. It never does, but especially with how I was feeling my luck was going, I didn't want to push it. I was there for about an hour by myself, mulling things over and talking to my mom. I looked at a couple responses to this post, but I didn't trust that I wouldn't lose it if I started responding, and I definitely didn't want to burst into tears while I was in the airport. As I was talking to my mom, my girlfriend showed up. I guess she thought I was bluffing, but had a rude awakening when the hotel staff kicked her out of the room because I'd only paid through that day. I took no small amount of satisfaction in this. She's been so concerned about the plane ticket that she didn't even stop to think about where she was going to stay. As many of you guessed, she met someone while we were in Italy. She was quick to tell me that it was just a physical attraction and that they hadn't done anything, but she had his Instagram and was wanting to see if it'd go anywhere. I guess that's what I get for not feeling well and wanted to stay in one night while she went out to explore. Obviously, I told her things were done between us. Even though she tried to make it sound like nothing had happened, the fact was I couldn't feel like I could trust her when she said that, and I don't really want to be with someone who feels like it's okay to still keep her options open when she's been in a monogamous relationship for the past 2 years. The flight home was awkward as heck, and she tried really hard to give another pitch for why we should stay together on the drive home from the airport. I think as we got closer to home, reality started setting in, and she realized she'd just thrown a lot away. So yeah, I'm jet-lagged and physically and emotionally exhausted. I'm just kind of numb at this point. Oh wow, she explored alright, didn't she? Well, obviously, OP is not the butthole, but if you think differently, let me know in the comments. I would love to discuss it with you. Am I the butthole for telling my father? I do know about that. I am a wildlife biologist. I have a master's degree in wildlife conservation and I am hoping to go for my doctorate soon. I have worked in this field since I was 16 and I am very passionate about it. When visiting my family recently for Easter, my mom asked me to tell the family a little bit about work. I was very excited to talk about my current research. Here's where the issue comes in though. My father would respond to almost everything I said with, I don't know about that. At first, I tried to ignore it, but it just didn't stop. Eventually, I responded, well, I do, given the 2 degrees and all. I responded in a light, playful tone, but he did not take it well at all. He immediately accused me of being disrespectful, I responded, "I'm sorry, but it's disrespectful of you to insinuate that you know more than I do about my field." Dinner got pretty quiet after that. I finished the meal, helped with the dishes, and said goodbye before leaving. But on the ride home, I got a phone call from my mother asking me why I felt the need to aggravate my father and why I had to talk back. I am a 28-year-old professional. This feels insane to me. Am I the butthole? No, you're not the butthole. But, guys, what do you think? Butthole? Not butthole? The next story is by Acrobatic Main, 2106. Am I the butthole for blowing up on my husband's friend after her wife passed away? My husband, Ian, is close friends with a woman named Jenna. They've been friends for a long time before Ian and I got together, so I know her fairly well too, but we really have nothing in common and we're not exactly friends. Jenna's wife Laura, very sadly and somewhat suddenly, passed in early March. She was terminally ill but responding to treatment very well and was expected to survive another 2 to 5 years. She's been leaning on Ian heavily for support, which I understand, but she's been at our house every single day since and even sleeping in our guest room most nights because she doesn't want to be home alone, which would be okay, except she's getting more and more passive-aggressive towards me and weirdly territorial of Ian. I've reminded myself that I don't think I could stand to see a happy couple for months if I lost Ian and to be patient. It's not personal. My birthday was on Sunday. I got home Saturday after a morning out and Jenna was there. I was making small talk when I asked Ian what time he made dinner reservations for the next day. Jenna inserted herself right here and asked Ian if he was going to be out the next day, and he said yes. She started panicking and saying that he couldn't and she wasn't ready to spend an evening alone. I was going to tell her that she could still hang out here while we were gone, and she looked at me and said, "Don't you have any effing friends you can go with?" And I just blew the F up. "Don't you have any other effing friends you can go bother?" And so on. She called me selfish for monopolizing my husband, and I had enough. And I told her to get the F out of my house and not to come back, ever. Ian had been trying to calm things down between us, but it spiraled out of control fast. And he ended up escorting Jenna out and telling her that he'd come visit her in a few days, but he would be backing my decision because of how she spoke to me. I was happy of his support, and I still am, but it's been a few days and I just feel bad all around about it. I should have been more understanding of her, but I also feel like she should treat me more respectfully, and I am not really sure if I overreacted. Guys, what do you think? Is OP a butthole? I think no, because I understand that Jenna was grieving, but how she was looking at the future? Was she planning to live at her house forever? The next story is by SDD Roma AITA. Am I the butthole for flipping out on my fiance after her daughter almost got me arrested? I got engaged to my fiance about 3 months ago. We've been dating for almost 3 years. She had 2 kids from a previous relationship, 15 and 12. Their dad is involved in their lives, and for the most part, the adults all co-parent and communicate well. I get along really well with the 12-year-old, but I have always struggled to build a relationship with my soon-to-be stepdaughter, Riley. She has made it very clear to me, my fiancé, and their bio dad that she doesn't view me as a parent and doesn't want me to try and be a father to her, because she already has one. A few days ago, my fiancé sent me a text asking if I could pick up Riley from school because she had something come up at work that was going to keep her late. My fiancé usually picks up Riley once a week and brings her to a chiropractic appointment to help with a sports injury Riley got. She told me she could call the school and let them know that I would be picking Riley up because I wasn't on the approved pickup list yet. However, when I got to Riley's school, it quickly became apparent that my fiancé forgot to call the school. The school has locked doors that required you to have a code to be buzzed in by the office. I buzzed into the office and let them know I was there to pick up Riley and that my fiancé should have called to let them know. They didn't know anything about it. I was left waiting outside for 5 to 10 minutes while they figured it out. I tried calling and texting my fiance, but she didn't answer. Then the school resource officer, an actual uniformed cop, came out and told me that I would have to leave and that if I refused, then he would arrest me for trespassing. I tried talking to him, but he just kept saying I was not authorized to be on school property and that I had to leave. I had no choice but to leave without Riley. Finally, an hour later, my fiance called me back. I explained what happened and she apologized for forgetting to call the school because she got distracted with work. She told me she would figure it out and meet me at home. When she and Riley got home, Riley went straight to her room. My fiance sat me down and told me that Riley had lied to the school office and told them that she didn't know who I was and had never seen me before. She thought it would be funny. She told me she explained to Riley how dangerous that was and was going to work with Riley's dad to figure out a punishment. Needless to say, I did not take the news well. I admit I did raise my voice to her. I didn't yell, but I did get louder than I usually talk. She told me to calm down and I told her that I won't calm down because her daughter almost got me arrested because she thought it would be funny. I told her that she's just as responsible for this as Riley is because she didn't call the school and it put me in a position where I looked like I was a creep. My fiance thinks I am overreacting and that I need to let her and Riley's dad handle this. Guys, what do you think? Because I think, well, first of all, not the butthole, but second of all, OP is not landlord or a roommate to Riley, so I think he deserves to have a talk with her. As for the punishment, I think it is up to her parents, but the bare minimum that the OP deserves is to have a proper talk with Riley. Am I the butthole for refusing to wear a bra when my roomie's boyfriend stays over? I don't wear a bra at home. I go to college, then library, and then work, then gym. I am out at 7 a.m. and back at 10 p.m. Usually, I take a quick shower when I get home, then make a snack and just relax for an hour before bedtime. On weekends, I barely leave the apartment beside the occasional outing with friends or colleagues. My roommate and I are very close, but now she has been biting my head off about me not wearing a bra at home. I was confused. Then she explained that it was about her boyfriend. I laughed in her face and told her to put a bra on his eyes instead. She got very upset, but I told her that I wasn't interested in her boyfriend, not in the slightest. She got offended and said that he wasn't interested in me either. So I said, then why are we arguing? It is only an issue if we were interested in each other. Tell him next time he sees me braless, he can pretend that I'm a wall. According to her, it wasn't about interest, but being invasive, and he felt uncomfortable. Would you think that it was fine if he showed his D? I called her stupid because it was my home. I wouldn't go braless in his home, and if he chose to go naked in his home, the only right I have is to get the heck out of there. She called me the butthole. Am I? No, you're not. He's not wearing a bra, then why should you? You're at your own home, so he can shut up. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can also watch that awesome video or this awesome playlist. See you next time!